It's do or die tonight as we head towards the pointy end of the FFA Cup in this final qualifying round, where the currently undefeated and reigning NPL Queensland premiers Peninsula Power take on last year's grand finalists Olympic FC, as both sides will do battle for a place in the national round of the Cup in this blockbuster matchup. Both teams are coming off strong wins last week, with the Power surging past the Brisbane Roar Youth with a late winner from their talismanic forward Andy Pengelly, whilst Olympic had a hard-fought battle against Redlands United, where the quality of the red and white down at Goodwin Park shone through. Last time these two teams saw each other was on Olympic's home turf, where Peninsula Power took a 1-0 victory in round 4 of the National Premier League's Queensland. Fitting result, seeing as every single time these sides face each other in the NPL era, the away side comes home with the chocolates. Olympic will be looking to continue that tonight, that's for sure. Last time Ben Khan's men came to AJ Kelly Park, they ran out 3-1 victors through a Dan Leck brace and a Jez Lofthouse sealer at the death. Olympic have made a habit of appearing in the national rounds over the last few years, as Ben Khan has successfully taken Olympic to the round of 32 at every attempt during his tenure. Those years in 2018 and 2019. Whilst the last time they didn't make the national round came in 2017 with that loss to Moreton Bay United. And reeling back the years, Olympic played Penn Power for a spot in the round of 32 in 2014 here at AJ Kelly Park, where Olympic came out 2-1 victors, with Danny Byrne, now the Olympic women's coach, who are playing Penn Power at Goodwin Park in a reverse fixture of this one in the National Premier League's women, which will be interesting to see. And now head of football now at Peninsula Power with the women's, Alex Smith, a former Olympic FC player. Also getting goals on the day in 2014 was Ruben Way, adding to that 2-1 victory. For Peninsula Power, they'll be looking to make the national round for the second time after being knocked out in 5 of their 6 attempts so far. They'll have to do it without star players Jake McLean and Sam Cronin, as they were sidelined earlier in the season due to injury. It's first in the NPL Queensland, plays second as they look to stake their claim in the Cup and the League tonight and prove which team is king of the jungle. Every time these sides have faced each other, the away side has won. Will that continue tonight? Will Olympic end Peninsula Power's perfect run? Will Peninsula Power break their AJ Kelly Park hoodoo? We're about to find out as we gear up for this enormous final qualifying round clash between Peninsula Power and Olympic FC here at AJ Kelly Park on the Peninsula. And it's an absolute packed crowd here tonight. Grab yourself a seat if you can. It's also Baltic conditions, under 15 degrees. Add the wind to that, you see the trees in the background. Adding to that as the classic Fire by Kasabian playing in the background. Any fans of the Premier League back in the day will know it all too well. My name's Campbell Johnson, taking you through all the action today as both sides make their way onto the field. Olympic led out by their fearless leader, Steve White, one of the premier players in the competition, along with Luke Plummer leading out the home side, as he so often does. We'll run you through the team sheets. Starting in goal for Olympic, Lockie Hunter wearing number 1, playing left back, number 22, James Cumineo, number 3, Zach Anderson, number 17, Danny Driver, number 4, Jack Glover rounding out the defense, and for the midfield, number 10, Steve White, number 19, John Philip Lazam, number 7, Dan Leck, who likes to get forward as well. And in those attacking roles, it's the number 11 for Olympic, their star players and one of the premier young talents in the country, Jez Lofthouse, partnering him up top. Number 2, Shelford Days, number 14, Shannon Brady. And that's for Peninsula Power, as we see both captains there, Luke Plummer wearing the 16 for Peninsula Power and Steve White wearing the 10. As they wear the captain's armband. In net, coached by Aaron Philp, Peninsula Power. In net for them, number 1, Brendan White. Plenty of A-League experience there. Number 6, Michael McGowan. Number 16, Luke Plummer. Number 3, Hayden McHenry. Number 8, Josh Woolley. Number 4, Daniel Cunha. Number 7, Xander Guy. Number 12, Jesse Rigby. Number 11, Andy Pengelly. Number 21, Connor Booth. And number 2, Lewis Greenwood. Plenty of talent on the bench as well. And what is promising to be an absolute belter of a match here in Redcliffe. Moreton Daly Stadium, not too far away from this one. And the magic of the cup will continue for one of these sides, but one of these sides will have their cup dreams ended tonight. Both teams have lofty expectations in the league and the cup, and only one can make it through to the national round 32. Lucky to find a seat here tonight on the Peninsula as we are underway. Olympic kicking us off here in this round 7 FFA Cup fixture between Peninsula Power and Olympic FC. Final round of qualifying on the state level as Days now trying to play forward Shannon Brady, but just can't. Peninsula Power can move forward themselves. Will go out. Connor Booth not able to control that one. Jack Glover will take it for the visitors. It's been a real standout for them this season as White into Brady and back to Shelford. Days looking for Brady. It's Leck moving forward now. And Leck making those runs forward as we've seen him do so many times. He's an absolute standout for this Olympic side for Ben Kahn since coming over from the Brisbane Roar Youth. He's already surpassed his goal-scoring tally for 2020 on the weekend with his double against Redlands. Scored 16 in 2020 and already has 18, 4 of those in the cup. He's the ball in now, headed up by that man, Daniel Leck, the 2020 National Premier League Queensland Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year. Won the double last season. Many believe the premier player in this competition, but rivaling him, no doubt, is Andy Pengelly. He's had plenty of A-League interest in the past. Obviously, that record-setting season. He's scored the most goals in an NPL season. 41 goals in 26 games in 2019. An absolute superstar of this competition. Moved overseas briefly before he had to come back. COVID. He moved to Singapore and played for, I should say. Same team that a certain man on the bench there for Olympic, Zaka Cernak, played for, Home United. Renamed as the Lion City Sailors as player down for Olympic. Looks like Jean-Philippe Lazem, and you hope he's okay. Such an integral part of the way Ben Kahn likes to operate his side. The Ivorian-born midfielder does so much work at the base of midfield for this Olympic side. Breaks down play, does the 30-year-old. Was Olympics Players Player for the 2020 season and the Coaches Player 2019. Much beloved around the club is Philly, as he's so often known. Over 80 appearances in the red and white over 4 seasons at Goodwin Park. Also spent some time on the Gold Coast in Surfers Paradise Apollo. He's also played plenty of futsal in his past as well. Galaxy FC, but a throw in now. Penn Power, and they'll just give it back to the Olympic defence. on that one. Make sure you follow us at Football QLD on Instagram as well, so you don't miss a minute of the action and all the updates on all your favourite Football Queensland competitions. Cutting inside is Danlek, just can't get around Plummer on that occasion. Olympic move forward now through Glover. Glover again. Back to the defense, Zach Anderson. Plenty of A-League experience there too in the back line, and plenty of experience overseas. And Zach Anderson, one of the nicest guys you'll meet. Always very genuine to talk to. There are plenty of players in this Olympic side and in the NPL Queensland in general. Really good community built. Obviously last night we saw Lions FC, one of the big rivals for both these sides, make their way through to the round of 32 with that win over Brisbane City in quite controversial circumstances towards the end. But what's done is done. Lions move on in the cup. One of these sides will be joining them as James Kumanow tries to find Jez Lofthouse, and he can't control it, and Danny Driver blocks it well, and he's been a revelation at centre-back for Ben Khan since moving from midfield back to central defence last season. Truly one of the premier players in the league at that position. Very underrated as Brady outside to Leck. They're trying to find him back inside and return the favour, but it's cut out well by Rigby. And Booth now moving forward. He's got options on the outside. It is Pengelly. He's got Xander Guy in the middle, and Booth behind him tries to get around. Glover plays it inside towards Xander Guy and just can't meet him, but they'll get another opportunity here. Throw in for Penn Power as they can move forward through Booth. Greenwood now trying to get around Steve White. And from the Central Coast near the entrance, Nato Bay as well as Shelford Days. Spent plenty of time there as well. Glover trying to come up big. He can't as Anderson on the deck. Such a marquee way of how this Olympic side play. Possession and attacking football as Driver out of defence now, and Anderson may just have to clear it. He gives it to Glover, who goes along the deck. Reminder to let us know what you're making of the game so far. We are on Football Queensland's Facebook page for today's game. Ball in now for Power. Won well by Driver there. And Lofthouse looks to spring. Counter-attack, but well won by Louis Greenwood on that one. Their premiership winning side last year came to Peninsula Power from Victoria. Spending time in NPL Victoria too with Murray United. There's Cunha, the smiling assassin. He's it back to his defence. McHenry. Dispossessed by Lofthouse, and Olympic can surge forward now. Days with time and space. Finds Lofthouse. Lofthouse into the box now. Looking to cut it back for options behind him. Lex in the box, as is Days. Finds White. Into Lex. Stays on side. Goes back to Lazem. Glover. Olympic just patient with it, not trying to force anything. Lazem now. Back to Driver. Switches it along the deck. See South United get a goal over Virginia. And Lofthouse controlling it on the chest well. And the shot from James Kumaneo scuffed it a little bit, but will be an Olympic corner. Let us know where you're watching the game from, who you're supporting, who you want to make the national round. They'll get to play, will have the potential to play A-League clubs, as we've seen both these sides do, and the ball in for White now. Can't be controlled by Glover. Kumaneo with it, leaving it is Leck, playing it towards Brady. Back towards the box, it's Glover now, controlling well. Towards Leck with the first time effort, and Brendan White equal to it. He's the former Brisbane Strikers shot stopper. He was with them last season. Obviously A-League experience with the Melbourne Victory, as well as Gold Coast United and the Brisbane Roar. And Connor Booth now, the former Capalaba Bulldog, surging through the midfield, surgical as ever. As Kumaneo, known as Hammers around the club, just plays it back to Driver on that occasion. Olympic trying to build out of the back now. I have to say they have the better of the chances. None of them stand out yet from either side. You have to fancy Dan Leck and Andy Pengelly in this one. Certainly the danger men for both of these sides going forward is Anderson now, who's centre-back partner. And Anderson's so vocal on the field for Olympic. And I feel Danny Driver does really well with that physical presence that Anderson provides. And last season, Aiden Feder-Hadjic provided, I should say, before he headed back to Melbourne with Heidelberg United. Did make the NPL Queensland side as Lofthouse lets it go. Another man who made that side, one of 8 Olympians to make that side last season, as you see a packed crowd here on the Peninsula. It's cleared only for the moment. There's Guy back to Greenwood, trying to play it down the line, and Lofthouse may have got a touch on that as Lazem can collect. And the magic of the cup will end for one of these sides tonight. Olympic with an impeccable record in these qualifying rounds. As Brady onto White. Leck receives. And White spent time in America. Seattle Sounders too. There's Kumaneo. Out wide to Lofthouse. Inside to Leck. Here's the magic man for Olympic as he tries to go around McHenry. Such a solid defender for them. On his Penn Power side, and Booth in towards Pengelly. You think he may have been offside, and the flag has gone up on that occasion, but it's always interesting to see how Aaron Philp lines up his side when he plays opposition like Olympic and like Gold Coast Knights a few weeks ago. Often employs Lewis Greenwood in a fullback position, and Josh Woolley in that left-sided one, and then McHenry, who's typically a fullback, slots into that right-sided centre-back role as we see him there now, alongside McGowan and Plummer, which just gives them the tactical flexibility to go 5 at the back in defence, which, you know, this Penn Power side is certainly known for their defence as of late. They haven't conceded a goal in the cup so far. 9 clean sheets in 15 games. There's Leck now. Lets it run for Kumaneo. Finds it back, but cut out well. there by McHenry. And Peninsula Power can breathe a little easier with the ball up the other end. And Zach Anderson, the vocal leader of this side, on the field, always talking. He's got so much experience at the top level in this country, as Humaneo does well, with Pengelly pressing on him. Power not playing a super high line and pressing Olympic as of yet. You may see that change as it's played into Lofthouse. He's got runners in front of him, goes back to Lazem. First time ball will be intercepted now by Woolley. He plays it inside to Booth. He goes back. And you think Connor Booth filling in for Jake McLean primarily, one would think, is the ball. Beautiful from McHenry, finds Pengelly. He's dangerous. And Booth with the strike into the bottom corner. And they break the deadlock. 15 minutes in, Connor Booth makes it 1-0 for Peninsula Power. And that's an absolutely game-changing play from Connor Booth. Such a composed finish into the bottom corner. Gives his side the lead. And how crucial is that? We've seen how they play when they do have that lead. Peninsula Power, they can sit back. They are such a strong defensive team, and Connor Booth doing really well to get forward there. And the assist, I believe, from Andy Pengelly. We have a leader now. Throwing now for Olympic. They'll be throwing everything in the kitchen sink at this one now. And throw in for Penn Power. They've got to hold on to this one now. That one will go a long way to potentially securing their spot in the national rounds of the FFA Cup. But the fat lady has not started warming up yet. She's not even come to the venue. Olympic with plenty of time to get back into this game. It is a major ambition for them, just knowing the gap between them and Peninsula Power. They haven't dropped a point this year as the ball in now towards the back stick, and Leck may let it run, but he keeps it inside. Back to Brady. Lazem letting it run smartly to Glover. White back to Lazem. Glover back to Driver now. Lazem doing well to stay on the ball, as he does with that low center of gravity. So hard to move off the ball, as is Dace. That's the true strength of his game, at least this season, is his hold-up play. And a fair challenge called by the referee as Lazem streaming forward now. He's got an option outside. Brady to Leck, back to Lazem. Back inside towards Days. He has such clever flicks and tricks that he utilises when holding up the ball, and I'm sure we'll see it tonight. Can really unlock his teammates as they run off him, which you do have with players like Shannon Brady. It's really unlocked him, as we just see it there. Days holding the ball well and getting it Humaneo in a really advanced role now as he tries to give it to Lek. Lek wins it back. Power run out with it in the end, and McHenry now overlapping from centre back, moving forward. McHenry selected in the NPL All-Star side. Scored a goal against the Brisbane Roar at Dolphin Stadium in that FQ select team, led by Ben Kahn. He absolutely dominates the flanks from a defensive standpoint, but now we've seen him slot inside more. It's quite interesting to see how he might fit in a Warren Moon system, which he did spend time. Brisbane Roar youth. Jez Lofthouse, won well by Cunha. Humaneo back to Lofthouse via Lek, and Lek will get on it again. He's got time, perhaps too much. We know what he can do with it as it's played down towards the byline and cut back towards Steve White. And they can't make anything of it. Penn Power now 1-0 up. It's inside the box and cleared. As the Peninsula Power defence say anywhere will do. Just get rid. Danny driving out. Former Brisbane Roar youth product. Captain the NYL team. National Youth League is Days now. Losing out and winning the foul. Here's Shelford Days. Had a real resurgence this season, as a few years ago was a real mainstay in this Olympic side. And they went to the grand final in 2019, 2018. Fell out of favour in 2020 after the COVID break due to some fitness issues. But he's back on the side and has made such a difference as the ball in now. Scrambled in the box and Lek on the ground. Can't follow up. He doesn't like the decision and has some choice words. But Shelford Day is playing against his former Brisbane Roar Academy teammate and QAS teammate at the time when they were there, Jesse Rigby. In this one, Mineo now. A lovely turn by Lofthouse. Moving forward, he's got options in the middle, cuts back. Lek gets it back from Days, can't make anything of it, and Peninsula Power to spring a counter-attack. Just get rid of it. White, controlled by Glover, does well to keep it in front of him. Lek does well to hold on to the ball. And White now moving forward. Big challenge from Shelford Days, a late challenge, perhaps. He does give away the foul. And a player down for Peninsula Power. And one to watch in this game certainly is, and that is Jesse Rigby. Back on his feet. Challenge coming from his former QAS teammate, Shelford Days. The one to watch will have to be Jez Lofthouse in this one. If you weren't watching him already, he does catch the eye when he plays with his mazy runs. He's been called the NPL's Messi by some pundits in the past. And Olympic will be hoping he plays like it. There's Lek winning the foul from Booth on that one. But Jez Lofthouse, the son of Andrew Lofthouse, Channel 9 news anchor here in Southeast Queensland. Jez Lofthouse at 21 years of age already has over 100 appearances for Olympic. Ben Kahn brought him over from Sunshine Coast Fire. Has over 80 goal contributions in those 100 appearances, so the output's certainly there. And in the Cup, he's on 9 FFA Cup goals in his career. Heading into today's fixture, just one shy of Chris Lucas, who holds the club record with 10. So if he gets a goal today, he'll equal Chris Lucas for that one as he's on the ball now and winds up, gets a deflection from Rigby. But it's not done yet as White does well to get out of traffic, and Cunha with a cleverly placed ball out towards Booth. Plummer out of defence for the Power, and Louis Greenwood showing his speed. He's scored a few goals this season already, but he's dispossessed by the 2020 NPL Queensland Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year as he gets the ball back again, opts for the switch, and finds Glover as they look to move forward now and get a goal. Olympic known for their champagne attacking football. Brady doing well on the far side against Josh Woolley. We have to say congratulations to today as he announced the birth of his daughter, Daisy May Woolley, born yesterday. His partner Chelsea. We say congratulations to both of them, Chelsea Martin and Josh Woolley, for the birth of their daughter. Chelsea also plays for Penn Power, was in their Brisbane Women's Premier League team last season. And Shelford Days shielding the ball well, but losing out to Plummer. Olympic get the ball back and give it away cheaply as Booth can move it forward. Driver does well there. Humaneo surging forward for Olympic. And Days playing a 1-2. Danlek dropping a little bit deeper. He's played in that attacking midfield role as well as out wide and as a number 9. He was at the Brisbane Raw, but primarily used on that right-hand flank in a variety of positions. Coming to Olympic, he's pretty much operated centrally for Ben Kahn, and he's again been a revelation for this Olympic side as Lofthouse losing out the ball there, and Lazem back to him. Wide for Brady. White now to Brady again. Really fluid forward line for Olympic. And Shelford Days primarily playing through the middle as he gets the ball now, flicks it on, and I said earlier the flicks and tricks is giving away a foul there and getting a word from the referee on a challenge against Jesse Rigby. But Shelford Days actually played the most amount of games, most amount of appearances for Olympic last season, but didn't start a game. You make that work in your head. Pretty much came off the bench in every single game for Olympic. Didn't start one. This year's much different. Didn't really start the season in the side, but has worked his way in and has really been the difference for them. They did go through a period struggling to win games. They were drawing a lot. Perhaps losing games they should have won. This coming to the side just offers something different. It's what they were operating with before. Different dimension for this Olympic side. Anderson In towards Kimineo, trying to stay on the ball. Days does well. He's got a run from Brady. They take it back through Leck. Not rushing things. Now this Olympic side trying to hold on to possession. Lofthouse cutting inside. Tries the reverse pass. Can get the ball back, thankfully, for himself. As Anderson looking for options in front of him. There aren't a whole lot. He goes out wide. Dace now playing a beautiful ball into Brady, cutting it towards Leck with the strike over the bar. You have flashbacks to that 3-3 game against Lions FC in the league, where he hit one first time into the top bin from there. One of the goals of the season so far. And that could have been a goal, a game-changing goal for Olympic in this game. Could have drawn them level. It would have certainly been spectacular. Anderson winning it well. Can't find a red shirt. So dominant in the air. Kimineo, another player who didn't really start the season in the starting 11 for Olympic, as Days tries to play it out towards Brady. Is intercepted by Woolley, playing it long. New father. Olympic now to move forward themselves. Can't make it happen. Kimineo long now. Woolley dealing with it. Shannon Brady hounding him down. It's a windy one here on the Peninsula. You see the trees in the background. You can hear it through the effects mic. The wind really picking up. You wonder if that'll make a difference in this game. There's a throw in here for the Power. Olympic getting the ball back. Driver now. Out to Kimineo. 8th consecutive season at Goodwin Park. On the 25-year-old. He's made over 130 appearances in the red and white. As they move forward now, trying to get around. Woolley is Brady, but can't do so on that occasion. Is goal kick for Brendan White. He did sign on with the Brisbane Roar as a mature age rookie at the age of 25, and bizarrely made his Brisbane debut against Adelaide United as a substitute for Dylan Wenzel-Halls. Got a red card. Or I should say Jamie Young got a red card, and then Brendan White came on for Dylan Wenzel-Halls to replace Jamie Young in that one. Steve White brought down by Connor Booth. Steve White looks to be in a little bit of pain, but I'm sure he'll be okay. Connor Booth just getting a talking to from our referee for today. Connor Booth, the 2017 Brisbane Premier League Senior Men's Midfielder of the Year when he was just 17 years old. That season he got 4 goals and 11 assists from midfield. Ball played out wide. Louis Greenwood just gets rid of it. Packed crowd here on the Peninsula as a throw-in for Olympic. Glover trying to deal with it at the back, plays it back towards Zach Anderson now. Played all over the world, all over the country. Originally from up north in Ayr, North Queensland. He did go to Brisbane Boys College though in Toowong. Football has taken him all over the country, all over the globe. Played with Sydney FC, Gold Coast United, and Central Coast in the A-League, winning the 2013 Grand Final with the Mariners. Over 87 A-League appearances, or 87 I should say. There's the ball now on the edge of the box, and Greenwood storming forward, as it is actually Xander Guy now. Trying to find space, gets around, Lofthouse plays it in towards Andy Pengelly. Those two love to connect with each other. Pengelly now tries to cross it, and it will be a throw-in for Peninsula Power. But Andy Pengelly and Xander Guy becoming a really strong partnership up front for Aaron Philp. Looking up to take it is Louis Greenwood. Just a long throw in. Cunha winning it back well. They do receive it again. Play back to Luke Plummer, their captain. Former Olympic player himself, playing against his former side. Mineo doing well. Get it down the line for Olympic. Cunha. Plummer now clearing. Does well to get a foot to it. It's not enough. In the 37th minute now, in the first half. There's the ball in now, and Driver can clear it well. He says anywhere will do. Has some choice words for his fellow defenders. Feels he should have had some more help there. Ball not allowed to come in. Greenwood now. Guy lets it run, and Booth into the box now. Zach Anderson's done well to get a foot to that. Not allow it to get to Andy Pengelly. We know how ruthless he is inside the 18-yard box. It is his specialty. And a cold one on the Peninsula tonight. The wind not helping. Plenty of these players donning the long sleeves in this one. Ball in now from the corner off the bar, and it's cleared off the line by Olympic. And they've done well to get rid of that one. Almost went in directly. The wind's on the Peninsula, wreaking havoc and making it hard for Lockie Hunter, who collects it again. And the foul given away by Xander Guy. Referee doing well not to get out the cards early. Just talking to the players. Lachlan Hunter just struggling to judge the flight of the ball at the moment. I think you can forgive him for that. The winds at the moment down on the Peninsula, down here, 24 kilometres an hour. 14 degrees. Cold for Queensland, not for others. I'm sure there's plenty of rugged up people in the crowd. You can see plenty of beanies and plenty of jumpers as Brendan White judges ball's flight path well on that one and collects it with ease. Umino sending it into the air. Lazem doing well to get it to Glover on that one. Just over 5 minutes to play. The normal time of this half. The ball played towards Days, gets a slight touch on it, but it's just ahead of Shannon Brady. And make sure to follow us at Football QLD on Instagram. Make sure you give us a like on Facebook as well. Don't miss a minute of the action. We're not far off half time. We'll have to see who books their place in the national round. And the Olympic women are currently 1-0 up over the Peninsula Power women at the moment down at Goodwin Park in Yeronga. The reverse fixture and the reverse score in that one. Obviously, Goodwin Park, not the original home of Olympic. They first played at Pineapple Park, field near the Gabba Cricket Ground in Kangaroo Point. The Kangaroo Point Rovers now play. In the 1970s, Olympic moved to Dutton Park, not far from their current home, before moving to Goodwin Park down there on the Brisbane Corso in 1982. Power moving forward now through McHenry. Shielded well by Kumaneo. Rigby out wide. Down towards the byline. Guy keeping it in play and looking for an option to cut it back. It's in the air now. And bouncing for McHenry. Tries the back heel but only finds Steve White. As Leck can move the side forward. Puts it behind Lofthouse, but Lofthouse does well. And the commentator's curse, his touch too heavy, puts him out of play. Gives the throw in to Peninsula Power. Olympic have played in the national rounds of the FFA Cup on 3 occasions. 2014, progressing to the round of 16 before narrowly losing to the Central Coast Mariners, a club that has a lot of ties with Olympic FC. Obviously, plenty of players from their academy in Shelford Dace and Steve White, and as well, their head coach in Ben Khan spent plenty of time down there in Gosford. The club qualified again in 2018, lost to bitter rivals Lions FC. Loose in the box now, calls for a handball, not given by the referee. The referee saying it was against his body. And I'm not sure who the player in the box was. Either way, Peninsula Power now have the throw in. Josh Woolley will take it. He goes inside to Rigby. Booth on that occasion and dispossessed and fouled there. Was Woolley. Not sure he gave away the foul on that one. But it's in a dangerous area for delivery. There's plenty of players who can rise up. Here you see McGowan in the box. Luke Plummer, all 182 centimetres of him, looking to rise above for this one. The ball towards the back stick in the mixer. And Olympic can get rid of it. Not sure who the target was on that one. May have been looking for Michael McGowan, 188 centimetres tall, veteran of the NPL. Played with Brisbane Strikers and Redlands United, Scotsman. But another Scotsman used to play for Redlands United, playing in the European Championships, the Euros, earlier this morning in Lyndon Dykes against England. If you got up for that one as an England fan, you may not have been as happy as the Scots. 0-0 in that one. Lyndon Dykes making his way from the Gold Coast Premier League, the National Premier League, Queensland, all the way up through the Scottish tiers. With Livingston, and now plays for Queen's Park Rangers. A loose touch by Jack Glover. Ball down the line from the throw-in. Steve White will be urging his side to get one back before half-time. A beautiful diagonal ball towards Lofthouse, brought down. May have been given either offside or a handball on that occasion. Bouncing around a fair bit there. Either way, it's a Penn Power ball. Free kick, deep in their own half. Long now for the Power. Winning it well is Philly Lazem. Playing head tennis at the moment. The ball troubled Lockie Hunter. He wasn't expecting it. And it generated some power out of nowhere. I believe it was Andy Pengelly on that one. An unsuspected effort there. Leads to a Penn Power corner. So we are in the 47th minute of the half. Ball played towards the back stick. Olympic rising for it. And the foul given against Penn Power. There's two players down now as the physio's called onto the field and the team doctors. Not sure who the players are at the moment, but we hope they're okay. And it is half-time here in this FFA Cup fixture. As it stands, Peninsula Power will be heading on to the national round, but Olympic, Ben Carden's side will have a lot to say about that in the second half. It's currently 1-0 to Peninsula Power. And make sure you don't miss a minute of the action. Don't go anywhere.
I can announce the host country of the FIFA Women's World Cup 2023, which will be Australia.
You're smiling, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
Happiness is knowing you'll find the perfect vehicle every time. Thrifty, smiles all the way.
I'm Paul Wade, I'm a former Socceroo captain and joined myself at the QUT Stadium on a beautiful sunny day and 16 teams from all over Australia enjoying football, walking, having a great time. This is a benchmark that we hope the rest of the country take on. They've got a competition, they've got training sessions, they've coached referees to make sure that all the rules are adhered to. And I'm sure some of these players have not read the rule book, but it doesn't matter. They've all got a big smile on their face. That's the main thing. Some of these stories I've heard out here, some people haven't played, haven't met each other. They've come in, they train on a Tuesday, Thursday and Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning, and they play on the weekend. Like a couple of weeks ago, they didn't even know each other's name, and now they know whose family they're from and what weddings coming up, and what a great way to socialise. And in this day and age, with all the mental health problems we have and the loneliness, the perfect avenue to get people back involved in the community.
The most I enjoy is about actually bringing a group of referees and a group of players together. It's being part of that, that whole group of people coming together to enjoy a sport they love. And it doesn't matter whether they're injured or they feel that they're frail or whatever, they can get out there and enjoy themselves, and that's the great thing about walking football.
When my children were growing up through grassroots soccer, I helped with refereeing, and so that was a good introduction to it. And then I wanted to get fit myself, so walk football seemed to be a good option, and then I entered into refereeing. There's certainly some more rules too. From grassroots, you learn different rules. And then coming into walking football, there's different rules, but the consistency and the safety of those rules has made it great to play, and I feel makes players feel happier about coming on the field and not worrying about injury.
Touch. Spectacular! Time the cross. Towering header. The keeper's out. The net's open!
Some people can't hide their passion. Don't hide yours. Join our team.
Welcome back to AJ Kelly Park and welcome back to the FFA Cup Round 7 tie between Peninsula Power and Olympic FC. Final qualifying round before the national rounds. And Peninsula Power currently 1-0 up as it stands. They will go through to the national rounds for the second time in club history after their formation in 2000 as a merger of the Redcliffe City and Margate soccer clubs. The clubs come a long way from there to where they are now. They won 3 championships in the Brisbane Premier League before joining the National Premier League Queensland. They've only made the national round of the FFA Cup once in their time, that being in 2017 when they faced off against Melbourne Victory in the round of 32. And they're 1 from 6 of making it to that stage. Knocked out against Knights in 2019, round 6. 2018, round 7, but they were knocked out against Lions as we are back underway here in the final qualifying round of the FFA Cup. Peninsula Power versus Olympic FC. And it'll be a long drive home for the boys from Yeronga. If they don't manage to get up in this one, turn the game around. But in 2017, Peninsula Power, when they did make it through to the national round, had to beat Grange Thistle in round 7, 3-0. 2016, they lost to Capalaba in round 4. In 2015, they lost in round 6 to Lions FC, and then 2014, obviously, they lost to Olympic FC in that one. Well, that was in the round of 32 in 2014. Olympic moving forward now with some purpose. Ben Khan is usually quite measured in his halftime talks, but this competition just means so much. And going down is Danny Driver. Didn't look to be too much malice in that one. When we get back underway through Philly Lasm, and Zach Anderson can play it out towards Lofthouse, who finds his way on the right wing now. As we may see Shannon Brady on the left. We'll let you know if we see any changes on the park. None to report at the moment. And I'm sure both sides will be looking to make some as Lofthouse wins the challenge there but can't keep it in play. Neither can Philly Lasm. And if Peninsula Power win this game, they'll still be unbeaten in all competitions this season. Quite a feat. They're still unbeaten in the league. You wonder, will it ever come? They don't look like slowing down. Is Lockie Hunter clattered, but they can move on. It was mutual. And Brady back to Driver, and Leck dropping deep now. You want him further forward as he switches with a beautiful ball to Glover, who just gets on the end of it, and they can make something happen. Beautiful turn by Shelford Days. And a big challenge from him. He was going for the ball, but took out the man. It doesn't look like he'll see a yellow card at the moment. And a bit of push and shove there between the Penn Power and Olympic players. This arguably Peninsula Power's biggest rivalry. Obviously with Lions FC as well, back from the Brisbane Premier League days. It's first in the league versus second in the league. You couldn't have asked for more. Last night we saw a Brisbane Classico. Saw Lions FC book their place in the round of 32, the national round. As plenty of teams have already. And a free kick for Peninsula on the halfway line. Into the box, well won by Glover. Play towards the back stick and won't challenge the Olympic defence. Make sure you follow Football Queensland on all social profiles. Make sure you don't miss a minute of the action. Instagram it is at Football QLD, so make sure give them a follow. Lions v QAS in the NPLW. Lions go 1-0 up, as you'd expect. In this reverse fixture currently happening at Goodwin Park, where it is Olympic hosting Peninsula Power in the women's. Olympic are currently 2-0 up. And it looks like they'll be winning that one. They're currently 3-0 up, I beg your pardon, at half-time, with a late goal in the half. Olympic women building up some steam, and as is Connor Booth now in the box. He opened up the scoring and is looking for more. Billy Lassam wins out on that one. He goes inside to Leck. Glover, great turn by Lofthouse. If he can keep it in play, and he can't. Unfortunately, not happy with the service potentially. It was a good turn from him. And Cunha, over 100 appearances for the club. And Woolley goes down the line towards Pengelly. Woolley inside now. Is it long towards Shelford Days, who can't keep it in play. Steve White bursting through the midfield for Olympic. And Connor Booth, it was his birthday earlier in the week, and I think he got his birthday present. The goal against Olympic in the cup. Couldn't ask for more. If you're Connor Booth, putting together a good campaign. 2021. As are the entire Peninsula Power side as they move forward now. McHenry. All switch now towards Woolley. Glover gets the toe to it. Puts it out for a corner. It's Peninsula Power on that one. Strolling over to take it. Looks to be Connor Booth. He's having a good game. A live wire for this side. In the middle of the park, playing it in the advanced role. Scored the winner in that round 4 matchup with St George Willawong. He may have scored the winner in this one as well. The ball towards the back stick, too long. His delivery on that occasion. Not where it potentially should have been. But he also scored the 2019 Football Queensland Premier League goal of the season when he was with Capalaba. And as you'd expect, Lions FC in the women's competition dominating. But Olympic now have arguably been dominating the possession, but they move forward. Leck. It was Brady on that occasion, beg your pardon, and Days looking for space. Kumaneo into the box. Headed out by the power defense, and Cunha can get rid of it. Hasn't doing well, and the handball is given. Anderson opts for the switch. They look to move quickly now, do Olympic. Playing with a sense of urgency. Shannon Brady now. White back out wide to Kumaneo. Goes short to Leck. Loses possession there to Rigby. They move forward through Guy into Pengelly. Pengelly looking for options. He's surrounded by red shirts and goes backwards. But to go backwards makes him go forwards, and Xander Guy now with the shot hits the post Well, the crossbar, I should say, and absolutely rattled it. They'll get another chance through Woolley. Had his child earlier in the week. Yesterday, in fact. He could have had the second best present of the week for him. I think Aaron Philp will let that one slide. It's Jack Glover moving forward now. Shelford Dace can't get on the end of it. Cunha looking to counter-attack. Pengelly unable to get onto the end of it. Hunter just goes short. Danny Driver, his distribution from the back. Absolutely elite for this Olympic side, obviously as a midfielder. Transitioning back to defence. And a big collision there between Plummer. I believe could have been Steve White, and it is. The captains collide on that one. Luke Plummer going up big and giving away the foul in a dangerous area for Steve White. He can deliver a beautiful ball. The man from the entrance. Played for the entrance Beto Bay Football Club as a junior. Spent time in the US, but he delivers it now. Finds the head and it makes its way for a leveler. But who else but Dan Leck? Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Dan Leck levels it for Olympic. And they're not dead yet. They're not here to take part. Olympic are here to take over. The substitutes getting ready. And Dan Leck breathes life into this game. Just over 10 minutes into the second half. With his 19th goal of the season in all competitions. Olympic look like they do make a substitution as Costasaros comes onto the field. It may have been Shannon Brady. On this occasion, Costasaros, such a good servant for the club. He was with them when they won their only league title in 2013. He's an Olympic junior and he's known as one of their own around Goodwin Park. Over 100 appearances in the red and white. With over 110 of them coming in the NPL Queensland. Only Kazuya Ito, Matt Mundy, Danny Byrne have made more appearances in the league for Olympic than Costasaros. And he also has made a habit of stepping up on the big occasion. He'll look to do that again in this game as he gets on the ball now. He's looking for a winner. Makes his way towards the byline. Cuts it. Lovely flick. Shelford Dace now with a turn. Leck running on, looking for another. Can't get the ball. Jesse Rigby gets rid of it. Glover fouled Alexander Guy. Acostasaurus stepping up on the big occasion. Scoring a number of crucial goals in recent years, including in the 2019 FFA Cup round of 16 against Adelaide United. Fortunately losing that game. He also scored the winner in last year's semi-final against Gold Coast Knights. As well as several memorable strikes and derby wins against Brisbane City as Peninsula Power moving forward now, chesting it down as Pengelly, out wide to Woolley, cutting it back across the face. Hunter does well. Pengelly back towards Rigby. And it's won well by Olympic. You sense they're playing with a renewed enthusiasm as Shelford Days gives away the foul on that occasion. But Olympic now believe they have what it takes. An early goal perhaps thwarted their hopes. But Dan Leck has revived them. And a beautiful delivery from Steve White. And Power look to do the same, but well over the bar, and Hunter looking to get the side going quickly. Danny Driver down onto Cumaneo. They've got plenty of options on the bench. They've already used Costa Saros. They've got Alex Barlow, who can slot in on that left-hand side with a wand of a left foot. There's Lofthouse losing out there, but winning the throw-in. They also have former A-League experience in Azaka Cernak, a youngster, and Lockie Sayers, such a good talent in the NPL Queensland. Reseda Padial, known as Pushy around the club, also on the bench in today's fixture. Olympic move forward. Costa Saros can't make the ball there. Just can't make it work as Peninsula Power look to go themselves now, but lose it out, and Saros over the top. Headed on by Rigby. It's Woolley now inside to Booth. Booth returns the favour and gets it from Guy. Leck doing the defensive work. He's been all over the park for the red and white today. There's Lofthouse out wide to Lasm. Glover back across to Driver. Obviously spent a few years together at Olympic, as have many of these players been able to retain a large part of this squad. Given towards Olympic on that occasion. 10 players remain from the squad that came so close to beating Adelaide United in 2019. With some older heads in that team retiring and moving on. Players like Kazuya Ito, and the ball in now. Headed on by Cunha. Dace tries to centre it again, but can't. There's Anderson to Cumaneo. Almost looks to wind up and does. It rockets off a Power player. There's Lofthouse out to Dace. Lofthouse continues his run, and the ball just not good enough. This is a shout for a handball from some of the crowd. And it is a cold one for them tonight on the Peninsula and at Redcliffe. Sub 14 degrees and about 25 kilometres an hour winds. The wind chill is deadly. He's driving out, looking for an incisive ball and finds it. Surgical from the centre back, as is Days towards Costa Saros. Just muscled off the ball by Michael McGowan. Saros goes to ground, but it's shoulder to shoulder. And Saros getting a word from the referee, perhaps something he said. Maybe the referee just saying to cool it. Not sure. Power looking to go long. Well won by Danny Driver, and they can spring a counter-attack here through White. Dace over the top towards Lofthouse. He's so dangerous. Tries to get past McHenry. Does well. They've played with each other at state level. Lofthouse now into Leck. Out to Lasm. Lasm will look for a ball towards Leck. Can't make its way through. The Power defence. Fort Knox. But that goal from Dan Leck, the first goal that Penn Power have conceded in the cup this season. Team that pride themselves on their defense, especially this season. Kept 9 clean sheets. 15 games, including the cup. And going down in a big collision, the whole bench getting around it. And it looks like Steve White down on the floor. And a bit of push and shove here, a bit of handbags between some of the players as Dan Leck getting stuck in. We see an update. South United 2-0 up over Virginia, but it's getting fiery in this one. Some of the coaching staff getting pushed about from both sides, having something to say about it. And it's not what you like to see. Not sure who sees yellow for that one in the clump of bodies. But Steve White still on the ground, and you hope he's okay. He's so integral to this Olympic side as the skipper, but also as a midfielder, so important for them. Steve White looks like he will be getting up from this one, and Olympic will be hoping he does. Former Central Coast Mariners product, who played a lot of his formative football. Key asset in Ben Khan's side. He looks to be up and moving. And tension is rising on the Peninsula. As we see Peninsula Power Women's getting one back. Over Olympic in the women's. What you like to see. Will be a free kick for Olympic. And a red card. Called in that one. I'm not sure if I saw that one, unfortunately. On that occasion, and all the commotion. Ball in now for Olympic. Can't make anything of it as Brendan White will look to reset. Penn Power side. Sold the cameraman on that occasion. It's Brendan White going again. Cunha doing well is the Brazilian. Brought down by Dan Leck. Looks like Connor Booth will be taking, and he's had a really strong game for Peninsula Power in this one. Looks like Woolley will be taking it. New father in a dangerous area for Penn Power. Towards the back stick and brought down in the box. And it is given. And winning it is Jesse Rigby. And they get stuck in to Lockie Hunter. Lockie Hunter coming out and perhaps provoking the Penn Power players. But it's a penalty for Peninsula in the 70th minute as a yellow card given against, I believe, Philly Lazam on that one for bringing down Jesse Rigby. And we may see Peninsula Power get the lead back. I've been told Louis Greenwood's been sent for that challenge. He's been red carded. They're down to 10 men. Peninsula Power, but they look to get back into the ascendancy now. Drew Pengelly makes it 2-1 to Peninsula Power as they regain the ascendancy with 10 men in front of their home crowd. And that's just what the doctor ordered for the men in blue and white as they go 2-1 up with about 20 to play in this game. And they're certainly spicing things up on the Peninsula.
Peninsula Power 2, FFA 1.
An Olympic get us back underway. Andy Pengelly getting on the score sheet as he so often does. A premier player in the competition and in the country. Ball back in and Brendan White doing well to claim that one. Former A-League shot stopper. Looking to clear it. Apparently 2-1. Under 20 minutes to play. As the ball played out by Leck. And Woolley does well. Plummer going long. In the direction of Andy Pengelly, and why wouldn't you? He is called offside on this occasion, however. Make sure you catch the latest news following Football Queensland on all social profiles. As White back to Anderson. Play towards the line. And they go over the top. James Cumineo getting forward now, dispossessed. As Pengelly tracking back, doing the defensive duties in a bid to hold on to this lead. They've now acquired, and will take a mammoth effort with 10 men. And Louis Greenwood was having a really good game until being sent for an early shower by our referee. And it was hard to tell with all the commotion what was going on, but I'm sure we'll have another look at that during the week. As Anderson clearing. Not far enough. They get it back, however. And Glover looks to move down the right-hand flank. Lazam now, Booth applying pressure. Cumineo down the line, won well by Plummer. McHenry doing well, playing it down the line. Inside to White. Back to Glover. Xander Guy now pressing high in this one is Deis. Gets the ball back and cuts inside. In towards Leck. Those two often switch and change. Xander Guy outside to Pengelly now. With options in the middle, it is Cunha. And Glover does well. Xander Guy applying pressure. And Danny Driver gives away the foul. The goal kick on that one. Looks like here's the free kick. This driver goes short to Hunter. Let us know what you're making of the game so far in this one. Deus now looking for space and goes backwards. Glover now. Can he go down the line as Olympic now 5-0 up in the women's game at Goodwin Park. And may we see a men's win for Peninsula Power and a women's loss. Unfortunately for the Peninsula Power women's program this season, wouldn't be the first time. They do have Alex Smith now on their side, helping them. So the former A-League player and A-League coach, or W-League coach, providing great mentorship for the girls in Redcliffe as Olympic trying to move forward now. And Woolley goes long out of defence. Unfortunately too, Casper the friendly ghost as Lockie Hunter can collect. About 15 minutes left to play in this game as Lions FC go 3-0 up in the women's, and coming out from far is Brendan White. Sweeping there as Glover looking to get rid of it. And Brendan White, maybe he's just getting a little bit bored, coming out of his box quite a fair way. And he is a sensational goalkeeper, seen as one of the best in the country. Substitution for Peninsula Power. Looks like it will be Jimmy Fairgrieve coming onto the field. Peninsula Power over 100 senior men's appearances at all levels. Truly loved around the club. Hasn't made a whole lot of appearances this season, but it was his birthday earlier in the week, so he gets some game time as Xander Guy makes way. The former Gold Coast United and Logan Lightning forward has had a good game, but it's James Fairgrieve's turn to come onto the field. Perhaps helping fill the void left by Louis Greenwood after being sent off, looking to shore up the back line for Peninsula Power to guide them to this momentous win. It's White back to Anderson. Saros now. Glover's presenting in the middle. Finds him now. Not one for goal scoring towards Lofthouse. Cut back, but well over the bar. And we'll go for a throw-in for Penn Power. Anderson now for Olympic as they look to get back into this game. They build from the back. Pengelly applying good pressure forward. Humaneo down inside. Brendan White coming out well for that one, as he so often does. He's been so reliable for them this season, and in this game in particular. Wore headgear a lot last season as Olympic women go 6-0 up in that one. Obviously Angie Beard leaving the club after a brief stint. She's gone overseas, as was announced earlier today. It looks like Liz Doherty with a hat-trick for Olympic in the women's. She's had a bit of a resurgence under Danny Byrne. After a slow start for Olympic in the women's, Cunha giving away the foul on that one. That's the smiling assassin. Just over 10 minutes left to play in this one as White inside to Leck. Back to Lazem. Driver now with the effort. Looked like an over-the-top ball. Cunha now with options in front of him. Well won by Lazem. And Leck now going to make something happen. Woolley, former England under-18 product. Gets the ball back and gets fouled on that occasion, not given. As Jez Lofthouse moving forward now. They've got options inside. Lofthouse with some magic on the edge of the box. Can't find Shelford Dayes on that occasion as they search for an equaliser, and Jez Lofthouse winning it back all over the pitch for Olympic at the moment, as Connor Booth applying such a good high pressure for Penn Power in this one. Said earlier as a live wire for this side, and he's proving it in these late stages as Driver driving from centre back, and the shot well blocked there by, I believe, Michael McGowan, showing his experience as controlled by White, and Driver with the effort, but Michael McGowan, how about that? A brave challenge and a good challenge to block the Olympic advances. And an unbelievable stop there. There's a few cramps going around the field. Just getting stretched out. It looks like Cunha going off for some treatment quickly, but not sure at the moment. Looks like substitutions are being made. At the moment, we'll let you know who they are as soon as possible. Brendan White gets ready for the goal kick. Scottish defender there, doing so well. Michael McGowan, really brave challenge. Go to the deck, in the box. In a precious situation, under pressure. It's Brendan White clearing now. It looks like Lockie Say is into the midfield for Olympic, former St Joseph's Nudgee College product. Looks like he's come on in place of Jean-Philippe Lazem, who sit in that holding role, came over from Brisbane City this off-season. There's the ball over the top now. He's dealt with well by McHenry. Only as far as an Olympic player. As they get it back now. Saros inside to Deus. Looking for another player. Does well to get out of traffic. Brought down the shot. Well saved and held onto by Brendan White. Came in at a rate of knots, and he managed to hold onto it as Eastern Suburbs go 1-0 up in the women's over Mitchelton. Dan Leck getting out from Jesse Rigby as Costa Saros not managing to do anything with that one, and well dealt with by the Peninsula Power defense, as has been the case all game long. Really shutting down the Olympic advances early, as they have all season. Ball in now. Brendan White coming out. It's fumbling around in the box. Pin balling as Jez Lofthouse into the middle. And they can spring a counter-attack. Brought down is Brenton Fox, who's come onto the field. Not given. As Leck back inside to White. What a professional performance this has been from Peninsula Power, as it's sent long by Olympic. Header one. And coming out well again is Brendan White. Has been so solid for this side, and if this is the way Peninsula Power are going to be playing in the rest of the tournament and the competition, they don't look like slowing down anytime soon. South United go 4-0 up in the women's against Virginia United. Big result. South United doing really well this season. Rika Tano, really the catalyst for them, moving over from Gold Coast United. Is a part of everything that they do. As the ball over the top. Brought down by Saros, if he can keep it in play, and a big challenge there. He's done well on the far side. As the Peninsula Power defender. Looks like Jimmy Fairgrieve, and it is, as he clears it now. It's Pengelly down the line. Losing out to no one, as Anderson wins it back and gives it to Sayers. Anderson now. Seems like Olympic have had all the ball recently. Peninsula Power just sitting back and absorbing the pressure as they have all season. And it's working well for them. There's Glover out. Into White. Intercepted well by Woolley. Playing in a deeper role this season. He plays it into the space, as have the last few Peninsula Power players, just getting rid of the ball in their own half, as there's about 3 minutes left to play in this one. As it stands, Peninsula Power will be moving on to the national rounds for the second time in their history, as the ball's played inside the box. Player's gone down, and it was Plummer, I believe. Centre back v centre back, as Zach Anderson getting forward now, looking for a big target. He's scored a few goals. Scored a chested one against the Brisbane Roar Youth. Brendan White taking this one, and it was a foul against Zach Anderson. It looks like Sam Roper coming onto the field, only just getting back to full fitness after last season. Had a big toll on his body. As Andy Pengelly will be making way on this occasion. Scored the winning goal in this one from the penalty spot. And how crucial will that be for the rest of their FFA Cup campaign? It's Brendan White going long for Peninsula Power. And Zach Anderson giving away another foul on Brenton Fox, who's been really good as a substitute this season. Came off the bench to score against Gold Coast Knights earlier in the year. Not too long ago, as a matter of fact. And both teams up to some tricks in this one late in the game. Woolley into Booth, and it'll be corner flag time, one would have to think. With just over a minute left to play. It's Connor Booth. Well, Josh Woolley now in the corner, put on the ground, and it's getting feisty again as Shelford Day's getting stuck in with Connor Booth, and they look to move quickly to Olympic. Dan Leck streaming forward now, and Zach Anderson getting forward again. Leck, he's got options on the outside. Goes to Kumaneo. To Saros. Ball inside and no one's home as it's cleared by McHenry, and cleared well. Kumaneo inside to White. Saros inside. And offside is called, otherwise Jess Lofthouse maybe would have been tapping that one in for a leveler. We are into stoppage time now. It's do or die for Olympic at this stage. And their cup aspirations and ambition will be a disappointment for the club if they don't make it through. A club that prides themselves on being in the national stage. On the national stage. There's Glover moving forward now. Deus looking for options. Doing well to hold on to the ball. Rigby pressing well. There's Glover. There'll be a little bit of time added on in this one for the kerfuffle earlier. He's played into the box, and Brendan White not troubled in the slightest by that one. It's Brendan White going along with it. And Leck doing well. Lofthouse inside to White. Deus now. White with a beautiful ball inside. And one well by Jimmy Fairgrieve on that one. Just getting enough of a toe out to stop it from going any further. And thwarting the attack as it's over the top now towards Anderson. Finding himself in unfamiliar territory. Playing centrally now. Looking for the ball in. Deus. Reverse pass to Leck. Inside now and well intercepted by Luke Plummer. He's done well to read that one and send it long. And a captain's interception is that one. Sayers over the top. White coming out. Karate kick of the Paolo Di Canio ilk. And Dan Leck shielding the ball out as he gets a touch from, I believe, Woolley on that occasion. He's done well just to knock it for a throw-in rather than a corner. As Jez Lofthouse trying to cut it back inside, and it's won well by the Power defense and sent long, as has the last 15 to 20 minutes. Olympic really hogging the possession, trying to get an equaliser in stoppage time now. As White over the top, gets ahead, finds Leck, looks to turn his defender, plays it inside. McGowan does well not to give away a foul, and Brendan White does even better to hold on to that one. The pair moving over from Brisbane Strikers, as have many of the players, with the club experiencing a mass exodus, I should say, in the off-season. We've seen how the results have panned out, unfortunately, for Brisbane Strikers, as it's over the top towards Lofthouse, and McGowan pokes it over for a corner. As Olympic goes 7-0 up in the women's game, but it'll mean little if they can't make it any further in the cup. There's the ball and Lockie Hunter up for them. Cleared off the line by an Olympic player. And it looks like Shelford Deas with the last chance of the game, spooning it off the line. And Olympic are knocked out. And Penn Power make their way to the national round for the second time in their history. A professional performance from Peninsula Power. And the side that are currently haven't dropped a point in the league show their class as Peninsula Power head on to the round of 32. I've been Campbell Johnson. Make sure you follow Football Queensland on all social profiles, and I'll see you next time.